Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Paladins Summer Premier Qualifiers. It's week 3, and it's North America. My name is Evan Rayner, Rain Day. This is Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez Pretty Hair, and we are back again to get into set number 2 for the day after Team Cryptic in phenomenal and clinical fashion qualify for Spain.
I have to see if they can keep it up now. DarkRider have that doubleheader against Denial. Not a much easier opponent.
No.
Especially given the way they're performing and the flexibility that they've kind of infused into their lineup throughout these past couple of weeks. Bringing up PrinceDanny and stolzey pretty flawlessly moving out to a new role, playing the projectile, most like those Drogos, those Bomb Kings, and from time to time a Cassie. Yeah,
there's not a drop in quality that DarkRider are going to have to face. So again, questions to be answered for them and not answered yet. The thing with PrinceDannyTV jumping into stolzey's team is we often figured, how are these two kind of superstar big names in the Paladins esports going to go against each other? They both feel like they love and seek the limelight. How are they going to work together as a team? So far, it's been pretty good.
I think they all kind of like each other, and Bitey especially is a very polarizing guy. I think you either really like him or just get annoyed by him. Personally, I love him. I'm so glad
love him, you know.
He is a part of this Paladin scene. stolzey as well as PrinceDanny, like you mentioned, bunch of big personalities, big top dogs that I don't know how they take, kind of being told what to do, because there is not a person in the Paladin scene that will tell Bitey what to do. It is Coach Bitey for a reason. No one blows the whistle except for him. But I think they're really all starting to mesh fairly well. And
that's going to be the exciting part as they continue to get into their rhythm, being the challenger to what Team Cryptic has been able to do. I mean, they're the only team that's taken a game off of them thus far. And if Denial can keep that up and carry this positive momentum into Valencia, if they hit these 2 games here, it's going to be an excellent showdown between the top 2 NA teams and see what they can do against Europe and the rest.
Indeed. Drogos and Nara taking away DarkRider. Sticking with the Ruckus and Droxus, always a good takeaway from Denial. PrinceDanny by far his comfort pick, but like we said, flexibility growing and growing for this Denial roster. Eevee was definitely a good look for them in the previous week. I don't know if they'll take it, because Eevee's, it almost feels unnecessary on Brightmarsh. So the Cassie, I think, is going to be a better look for PrinceDanny.
Yeah, and that is a solid pickup. He replaced Shady Shades, which often play the Cassie. That's a champion that they are okay going to in Denial's history and having a big impact. Danny's been able to fill those shoes quite well. Rounding things out is Makoa and DarkRider now with Maldamba. And the final pick here, going with the Tyra, leaving a pretty notable Bomb King on the table in my eyes.
They just don't like it. This is the second time we've seen them do this. I think largely because it's going to be JAKEB, and probably maybe it's just not in the pool for them. It's definitely a weakness for DarkRider, but Tyra, not a bad look either. She has the DPS against tanks, and with Makoa and Inara, it's not going to be a bad look as well.
And she can bring a lot of point fight pressure with that Molotov cocktail. You don't want to stand on it. It's percentage health, and make sure that whether you're Skye or Makoa, you're getting hurt just the same. It'll 100 to 0 you if you stand in that puppy. So starting things off, it's DarkRider's last chance to make a daring stand here against Team Denial. Ripen Gourd for DarkRider's Maldamba, Darkstalker and Droxus for protection. It will probably be JAKEB on the Mercy kill with the Tyra. Aerial Assault Ruckus for Invocal on his Ruckus, and Architectonics Barrack for William.
The Wolfpack being led by Bitey is on Mother's Grace and Nara, with a Master Riding Combustible for stolzey's Drogos, Exaction for PrinceDanny's Cassie, Wi-Fi with a half-shell Makoa, and Awry with Immortal Reach Ceres. 2 cots, 3 cots for DarkRider. Got 1 morale boost and 1 Master Riding here. Bitey going to be the first one to the point.
Typically see the start of the offensive or the utility items depending on what works. Saving the wall, forcing William to the right side. And this is what we've seen with DarkRider before, Nick. They go in for a flank, but they get hit up with a huge combustible there, starting things off with stolzey.
And this is what I'm talking about with, Drogos, this playstyle makes him so hard to counter. He's just sitting with his healer, just fire spitting this clump that's around looking for him. They're trying to assassinate this character. PrinceDanny's already found 2 in this engagement. That's exactly how Cassie wants to take her fight. Already on a killing spree, 3 kills for PrinceDanny. Cassie wants you to just chase her around. She will kite an entire team all day long.
And he's trying to get the long-range damage. Hits 1 more, hits another. This should probably help to secure William with the blast shot, indeed.
He has all 4 kills in the game right now.
He will get it, and PrinceDannyTV absolutely carrying the weight of this team fight. But more so, I think the positioning and just the stratagem going into this fight was definitely all in Denial's favor.
They were all clumped up on the point. Even the Drogos and like we were mentioning, it makes it very difficult to find their way to stolzey, who's the most lethal member of that clump. And Danny's content. He's just rolling around the fight. Not much DarkRider can do. A pretty tough strategy, well executed on Denial's part.
Already has the Dragon Punch, looking to find one. William will go down, and stolzey will trade his life for it. Big play by JAKEB to make sure that stolzey pays for using that big-time ultimate.
We're trying to lock down this ruckus. Middle shield's going to be good, though. Protection finds an angle to the back line, takes down not only Bitey, but Awry as well. Invocal will slay Wi-Fi. Misses the roll shot and quickly dies thereafter.
Needed to hit that shot to stay alive. Danny just trying to get the lifesteal and the extra damage. Maybe take down one with him, but he will fall, and all of Denial will fall as a result of kind of going in on the Dragon Punch, hoping that it worked out, but stolzey not being able to make it out. Seems like they just invested resources into a failed plan there. Gonna regroup. Try it one more time. 1 minute and 15 seconds still on the clock for them.
Hi-Rez and give up an early pick. Invocal, pretty low HP right now. Needs to get out. Only has one charge of advance. It's not going to be enough. There's 2 picks now. JAKEB does go down as well. PrinceDanny in a decent spot right now. Needs to get his roll out before he gets sucked in from Convergence.
Oh, very nice Convergence, and you will notice nothing happened off the top of it. Awry trying to set things up, but everyone's just distracted on the right side with PrinceDannyTV. They didn't get pulled in because they're over here getting cornered by Bitey and PrinceDanny. The pressure is so real. Disengage not available, but I don't see Invocal lasting very long as the sole defender.
He's doing a good job of it. Bought a decent amount of time, and Narwhal's enough to stop anyone from contesting from DarkRider.
Wow.
A quick 2-0 and 3 more kills come through for Denial. Can DarkRider hit those level 2 offensive items? JAKEB got a lot of damage, a lot of kills done, so he's going to be able to, but that is the sole consolation prize from that first round. He will be the only one able to shut off 60% of the anti-heal, whereas everyone on Denial has not only hit their level 2 item, but getting a little couple flavor picks in here with some Cronoses, some Haven, making them that much more far ahead.
If PrinceDanny uses his blast shot, a hidden mechanic of this, a lot of people don't take away from the value of it, is the fact that it reduces healing by 50%. So in fact, you know, he's able to kind of match at the onset the same level of cauterize that JAKEB's just surpassing here. And so that's important for the early fights. Maybe that's contributing here to some of the lack of ability for really Maldamba to keep alive his tanks here, as Invocal seems to be falling again and again.
Looks like he got walled off there, so nice job from Bitey to be able to set him off. Misses the blast shot, rolls away. Misses the roll shot as well, but Invoke not really wanting to press that fight too much.
No, doesn't want to take that one at all. Denial definitely having a firm stronghold on this game thus far. Protection trying to change up the dynamic and does take down Danny, which is a good start for his team. stolzey on the upper balcony, though, is going to come in. He's fully surprising everyone here. Seismic crash there, trying to stun things out, and Bitey actually goes down.
Xafire comes out on the point. Invocal finds a second as stolzey weaves his way back in there. Wi-Fi's going to pop his Ancient Rage, trying to buy time. PrinceDanny has a lot to wait to carry in this fight now.
Good play by Awry, helps to keep him and his teammate alive, and PrinceDanny able to snowball this into more. Mercy kill could totally end it, but Wi-Fi comes through. The big take. You're going to land this hook, maybe could seal the deal of protection, and yet again, Wi-Fi proving invaluable for his team. And yes, mastery spray indeed.
Consistency in the hooks is very important for every Makoa player. Denial now going up 3-0. Convergence aggressive, comes out up over the wall, guarantees a hook from Wi-Fi. Now they're going to be looking to take down William.
Unbelievably valuable there. Wi-Fi following up on the hook puts William in a bad spot, separates the entire team, and though the Convergence doesn't get followed up with a lot of damage, it gets followed up with a lot of displacement. They are not together, and this could be the thing that starts actually a full push.
Rolling back now into the gourd, trying to stay healed up. Wi-Fi's going to clean up that kill onto protection.
They're still staggered.
33% on his ultimate as well. So Awry takes the chance in getting aggressive. Actually finds 2 with the Convergence. And now he's able to charge this Convergence up as the payload pushes, and he'll likely have it again for when they're looking to convert here, which could be coming sooner, closer than we think.
Another kill onto Invocal. They have not fought with 5 men against Denial on this defense. So this is the key of that early Convergence. It's put them at a serious advantage, but now finally losing PrinceDannyTV puts them back into harm's potential way. The gourd healing them up, actually just a little bit, actually trying to do a little damage there, but it's just poke.
Awry's been doing a good job staying alive as well. He's sitting on a 5 streak right now. He's been low health for a long time in this backline, often left to his own devices just to keep track of himself. Thrust up into the air. Salvo from stolzey, but he's already fully charged on his ult. They might just be waiting for this convergence to come up to look for a nice, easy initiation to kickstart this push.
And they're going to have it very soon as well. Look at this, 90% going through. As she heals, she'll be doing more and more charge for her ultimate. Bitey's going to get fully healed up. Convergence is ready. stolzey takes down Invocal. Now here comes the seismic crash. Oh boy, the wombo combos could be real here.
Under the dome shield, William will fall. Convergence just to keep things rolling. Pulls in one clean sweep here from Denial. Triple kill from stolzey.
8 streak for him, and all of Denial continuing to move off of this momentum, which they never let up. And this is a team that's motivated. They want to sign their tickets to Valencia as well. They want to get into the action, and they want to show that they deserve to be there with Team Cryptic. So far, pretty damn good.
Damn good indeed. Killing spree for Prince Danny. One more will fall to him. Sprays come out from the rest of the squad. The Wolfpack finds their first win in under 10 minutes. Very dominant, Cryptic-esque fashion.
Yeah, and that's the good sign for this game if you're a Denial fan. If you're a Dare Rising fan, can't feel too bad about it. But for Denial, I think they're saying, hey, we are doing the exact same thing Team Cryptic did to these guys. We are on the same level. Give us another chance. We're going to be able to surpass them.
The bar has been set by Cryptic, and Denial they're just trying to keep up as much as they can. They want to show that they're here, they're ready to fight, and they have their matchup against Cryptic next week, where a lot can be determined. A lot is said in that last matchup between the 1 and 2 seed before a major land. Seeding often decided as well.
Yeah.
Denial looking to make themselves in that second spot. 15-3, big game for Prince Danny. Good for his confidence, I think, coming out of the gate, which is always pretty important. He's a new guy, I think, to this limelight, to this star-studded roster. So always going to be good look for Denial as a whole when Prince Danny can perform well individually.
Not at all, and we've seen Invocal have these great performances on Androxus. Protection taking that role now. William with the early flank on Barrack just didn't work out for the boys of Dare Rising yet again. That's 3 games down in a row. Facing the top 2 teams in North America, well, you could expect that to be the case. Going into this next one, how are Dare Rising gonna again make a statement? I think if they're going into this, maybe their last game that matters here, I'd want to put some stamp of that I was here, that I could be here in the future from these guys.
There's just a big skill gap right now between, I think, the 2 seed and the 4 seed. And even the 1 and the 2 versus the 3 and 4 in both regions are pretty significantly far out ahead. And part of that is as a result of just kind of the snowballs. Those often were the first 2 teams here. A lot of these 1 and 2 seed teams are just veteran players. Yes. They have been to a lot of lands. They have that experience. And a lot of times, when I started watching Smite as an esports, it's a little bit more easy to point to in a MOBA where there's significant gaps in what the early game is, the mid game, and the late game. And oftentimes teams that just were good enough to constantly get to the late game just have that sort of experience. And that's the comparison I'm trying to draw here, is that they just have the experience. They know what to do under pressure in all situations just because they've been there. Yeah. They have a plan. They've seen it before. And a lot of new teams, if they get there, then they might not know what to do anymore. They kind of freak out and, oh, we didn't plan to get this far. We're kind of running out of ideas. We have to kind of go back to what we know. And the second they know, the second you're kind of easy to nail down is the second you're probably dead in the water. And it's not that, comparing again as we head into, obviously, Stone Keep as the second map, you bring up an interesting point that sparks an idea in me that, with Smite, a lot of it is not as mechanically focused. I'd say the only role in Smite as mechanically difficult as probably the majority of play here in Paladins is the Hunter role, which very much experiences the same type of leading and shots from a distance. A lot of that is knowledge and an understanding of the situation, when to use the skill, who it works best against. Do you have your beads and your relics up? Here, you can know everything you want, but if you get into a 1v1 with stolzey and he's Androxus and you're Cassie, you just actually have to out-aim him. It doesn't matter if you know you should dodge roll here after his reversal's done. You just have to do it, and I think that sometimes is what's taking the time for some of these newer players to really catch up for these veterans. Let's go to the champion draft for this game, number 2. That might be the difference of, we see 2 teams butt heads, right? If we see a team, a newer team, doing the right draft, picking the right things, going to the right spot, it's hard to capture on the spectator client, but it might just be as a result of they just don't hit as many shots as this other team. It's very hard to know who's hitting just that one more. And we've seen whole fights, tournaments, games, series come down to one shot or one ability connecting or missing. And so that one little thing that you may miss, you may wondering, why does D69, why do Gangstars, Cryptic, Denial, why do they always just come out of these team fights where they just butt heads and they always seem to win?
Yeah.
It might just come down to their players are mechanically superior.
And that's just one of the things that happens as you improve more and more. So a lot of these guys, when you look at Denial Esports and you look at Team Cryptic, you talk about stolzey, you talk about War Doom, guys who have been playing first-person shooters since before Paladins was even around.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a lot of, I think, experience to just take out of their pockets when need be in terms of how to hit certain shots and apply it to the game. Right now, Dare Rising's struggling to really reach that level, but this draft looking okay. I would love to see a Bomb King here, or actually not a Bomb King, Nick. I think they got the Drogo, so what are we looking to have them round out?
Maybe another tank. Could be the Fernando. It's going to be the Inara. I know William does play the Fernando time to time. Inara, though, pretty good on Stone Keep. There's a couple of relevant spots for her wall as the payload will push. Denial looks like they got pretty much everything they wanted.
Yeah.
Dare Rising, sort of the same thing as well. JAKEB on his Cassie, I think for the first time today. That's going to be a good look for them, 100%.
Right.
I think this is kind of what they've leaned on. When JAKEB goes off on Cassie, which he often does, has the potential to do against any team in the league, Dare Rising gives them the best chance at a W. But it will be Bitey on Aerial Assault Ruckus, Half Shell for Wi-Fi's Makoa, Godslayer for Prince Danny's Androxus, Ripen Gourd for Razmaldamba, and stolzey with an Accelerant.
And on the side of Dare Rising, DarkRider will be Mortal Reach Ceres, Fusillade Drogos for protection. So he's going to have to hit those direct hits, Nick, if he wants the same impact. It's going to be Mother's Grace Inara for William, Invocal running Architect Tonics Barrack, and Jake B, the Lightning Orc, running Exaction Cassie.
Couple cauterizes, 2 cots, 1 wreck for Denial, 2 wreckers, 1 cauterize for Dare Rising, clashing now. Looking for it. Staying together, Dare Rising. Trying to go for a safe pick, I think, as a unit.
Yeah.
Right now, they almost get 1, but still with nothing. No team yet stepping onto the point.
No tank in the game. Is maybe aside from Inara, but not even close, can impact the fight from that type of distance the way that Ruckus is doing right there. Helping to take the shield almost completely down because of his consistent DPS. It gives really so much movement and wiggle room for his team to succeed.
First Blood still yet to fall. stolzey getting aggressive on the high ground. First Blood finally going to fall. It's going to be a trade between Prince Danny and Protection. I'm liking the switch up here as Denial start to win this fight with a 3-for-1. Pretty convincingly, stolzey's got the high ground here. He's going to clean this up. But the Fusillade here from Drogos is a good response, I think, that people aren't looking at as much to taking down these tanks, the Inaras, the Ruckus. They're tanky, but no one is that tanky to be able to take 1,100 damage a shot. Yeah, consistently over and over again by a quality Drogos player. So Protection's looking to make that a part of his signature move here on Stone Keep. Dare Rising have a lot of work to do. Denial Esports, 87%. The CC immunity by Inara, making sure she takes the less damage reduction, and also she's able to get onto the point without anyone interfering and just throwing the wall up to try and contest it. Here's that duel we're talking about, Nick. At the end of the day, Jake B just can't hit the shot against Danny. Fire on the point. Bitey's going to fall. Beautiful duel from Prince Danny. Going to be the saving grace for his squad. stolzey cleans up 1 as well, chasing Protection out. Prince Danny will rotate back into the fight, clean him up. DarkRider just trying to do what he can, but just, I think, the wise looks. Prince Danny tries to get that reload off 3 times, but just isn't feeling good about it. Dashes, still isn't feeling good about it. Dashes again, finally gets it off, and has the presence of mind to win that fight. And that's a hectic scenario when you got one of the best Cassies in the game breathing down your neck. 1 more shot and you're dead. And the fight is still yet to go either way, so you don't want to be that first pick. Oh man, and the first pick right there is Ceres. So much damage from afar. Good reversal as well. Now up in the air, gets 2 shots as he's falling down. That's going to help to put Inara in a bad spot, and stolzey capitalizes off of her low health and gets the finishing kill. And there's 3 picks already coming through for Denial, so only 3 members alive currently from Dare Rising. Inara and Barrack soon to be in pretty unaggressive zone right now from Denial. I think they want to just capture this moment, get as much ground as they can, guaranteed. Don't want to take any risks because they still have a lot of time left on the clock and they're looking to start this fight. There's the convergence on the front side. Will it be enough to finish off anyone? Ceres looks to go down yet again.
as a result of Wi-Fi. stolzey with a king bomb, but then accelerant poppy bombs away to safety, knowing his life is more important than any specific kill. And will he win off against JAKEB? It looks like he might. stolzey turns things around, gets back to the fight, and sees his payload push to conversion. Nice play.
Pretty unfortunate there for JAKEB. I think 99% of players would have taken that fight, would have pushed that issue as well, but unfortunately for him, it looked like Awry got a heal off on him right as he went around the corner, so JAKEB was, or stolzey, excuse me, was almost topped off for that fight as JAKEB pushed in on what was a low health target, but unfortunately, Bomb King, we talk about it becomes a big math problem, right? Whereas stolzey is hitting all of his shots, then a lot of times there's just no way for you to come out on top because sheet DPS Bomb King beats out most of the champions in the realm, as evidenced by stolzey on his 11 streak right now. Record 2, 7 streak for Awry, 6 for Bitey, 7 for Wi-Fi. Prince Danny snags his caught 2 as he leaves the base, and again, DarkRider just off the mark, 30, 40 credits shy of being able to pick up their level 2 offensive items.
stolzey still on an 11 streak, and that's a big missing component of what DarkRider have brought to these matchups against the best 2 teams. No Bomb King played whatsoever by them, and whereas you're seeing some excellent high-quality Bomb King that these guys have put energy into over the last few months to be able to compete with Europe and OCE. And now, oh boy, protection in the back line, misses the Dragon Punch and dies afterwards.
You just can't do that. Here comes Awry's Dread Serpent as well. You know, that's good for 3 members, if not 4 from DarkRider. Shattered and alone, they will all fall down. Clean team fight from Denial Esports. Counter initiation off the big missed Dragon Punch.
stolzey and Denial Esports so close to getting this 3rd objective. It looks almost secured here as the entire 4-member zone, aside from, I believe, stolzey, who's still on the point. No, he's moved forward, trying to add some damage onto it, but it will be 3-0, and it will allow them to get 1 step closer, 1 set closer if they win this, to getting to Valencia.
Bitey's tracking very, very good. You can see him staying on point for a lot of those shots. Allows him to get his Hexafire charged up fairly quickly. The Sonara trying to absorb as much damage as she can, but the Bomb King makes that a difficult task indeed. Reload for stolzey. Moves in on a 14 streak. JAKEB though.
Oh, he wants it.
Not looking to get afraid.
And I like that play. You got to take it into the Bomb King like that. He's got his healer aware of him. And now Blast Shot goes in through. If any healing comes through, it'll be 50% less on the stolzey. JAKEB knows that, and he actually pulls back. But oh man, Bitey comes through. I got your back, buddy. Helps to push JAKEB back again, and stolzey picks up the final kill after that.
Awry even throwing his hat into the ring there. Takes down JAKEB up on the high ground. A couple of Barrack Turks actually getting second up. Seismic Crash comes through as well, setting up a couple of good kills for DarkRider. Grumpy Bomb and Poppy Bomb combination just to get everyone else from Denial out to safety.
And that Grumpy Bomb actually stuns out William. What's important is as they wanted to push their advantage and further just take up position, now they're too late. PrinceDannyTV is back. stolzey turning around, throwing that Grumpy Bomb was a huge impact. And that's just Bomb King right there. Just zoning to a T with this incredibly damaging and valuable character.
Rolling back in now. A couple poke shots. Convergence comes out as well. Pulls in a number of members of Denial Esports. Here comes a Dragon Punch as well, but stolzey with the counter initiation. Dread Serpent into the King Bomb.
Oh no, stolzey and Danny competing over here. Who's gonna have the 3rd kill? Double kills for both of them, and they're each looking for that final triple to finish off a fantastic performance here. Awry takes down Invocal as he falls to the ground. DarkRider staring maybe their last game here of the day at a defeat yet again.
Counter initiations are so clean right now, almost across the board, that there are a lot of big healer ultimates, and Awry, I think, in particular, seems to be one of the best counter initiators and waiting for that perfect moment and keeping himself spaced away from team fights so he doesn't get picked up by convergences or Dread Serpents. Depends what healer he's on, but it seems like he's always right there to help his guys get set up for that counter initiation.
And one of the best parts about that counter, we didn't see it on screen. We saw a little bit to the side, but stolzey used the CC immunity of his Bomb King King Bomb to start up and finish off to counter that and get the double kill. That put a huge advantage for them. Danny comes in as a flank should do in the backside, and with the accursed arm, cleans up 2. It's pretty much game over at that point.
Absolutely. Bitey in particular, he says, you know, whenever you play with him, if you get 2 picks that close, he's already calling game over.
Sure.
If you're on Discord with him, he thinks that's all you really need. If you play the rest of the fight correctly, the ball's in your court. It's your game to lose once you get 10 picks like that.
Interesting thing to note here as well, aside from Wi-Fi, I believe that every single person had some form of immunity in that lineup that was selected by Denial. Stolzey had the King Bomb. Bitey has Hexafire. He has CC immunity there. Awry has the Slither. You see Androxus has the Accursed Arm. So many ways for them to correctly counter if they played it well.
And it sucks, too, because you don't really know if those ultimates are available. And for you to properly follow up on a convergence, you have to be committing before it actually pulls anyone in, before you've kind of seen those defensive opportunities come through for your opponents. You have to be there. You have to be popping, winding up the Hexfire or winding up the King Bomb if you really want to get its full impact. So it's definitely a risk-reward type of thing.
Very interesting stuff here as we take a final look at this set that ended so quickly. Both games, I believe, under 10 minutes. Bright Marsh and now Stone Keep. Denial have gotten the first win of the day and put themselves at three wins total, only one behind Team Cryptic. If they finish off against Swarm, who are in the 3rd place, and get that elusive win, they will go 4 wins, tied with Team Cryptic, and face off next week to see if they can get another win and maybe switch up the standings here.
Yeah, but Swarm have been looking really good.
They have.
Random Noobs champion pool's expanding. Fire's been stepping up for them, the newest member of that roster. Let's see if they can get things to go their way in the draft.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with the final game of today. It'll be Team Denial versus Swarm right after this break.